What's going on, people? How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. This is another episode of Will's Sports Show. Um, just here. Uh, like I said, hope everybody's having a great Monday. And let's get right to it, man. We're gonna be obviously talking about Giants. Gonna be talking some NFC East. I'm gonna be talking about some scores. Um, what happened in the NFL. Gonna dive into Nick preseason a little bit. We're gonna start with my G-men, of course, which we all know was not a great day at all yesterday, at all. Not only that they ass handed to them to the Cardinals. Every team in the NFC East won, um, and now as we all know, the Giants are no longer in first place, and it's just you know it's not looking good right now. I mean, last week we was in a high. You can't get no better than that. Four in a row, beat a Super Bowl contending type team, and only holding them to 12 points. A week later, it's just back to reality. We looked like the Giant team from 3 years ago. The Cardinals came in up 20 to nothing. You kind of knew it was over afterwards. I personally didn't watch the game. Watched some of it. Wasn't able to watch the whole thing. But just by looking at most of the game, you just knew that it wasn't a good look. And let me first and foremost start off by saying, if Daniel Jones was not 100% healthy, why did you play him? I know these games is very important. You don't rush back a young quarterback that has a hamstring injury. I'm surprised that he even was playing today. So yesterday. So my thing was, okay, he's playing, he's 100%, but you see him limping around, and then on top of that, he got sacked 6 times. Like, I don't know where the offensive line looked like the offensive line of old. He wasn't mobile enough. Like, it is not that serious. I know you try to win games. I know we're trying to win games here, but you cannot sit there and play this dude and he's not 100%. Now we 5-8, and like I said, we're not in first place. No offense yesterday. Defense did what they had to do. They held them down. But as much as, and I even said this last week, I said, as much as, last week we was looking at the 86 and 90 Giants on defense, this is not a defense like if you have a horrible offense, you still might win. You have to score some points. Even if your defense is that point where they could shut down a defense, this Giant offense has enough talent to at least drop 17 to 20 points, at least. And yesterday was just like I said, it looked like the Giants from last year. It's just really sad. How difference a week can make. And I just Dean was just a dud. Like, you knew. That the game was over. Yeah, we came back and Golden State made a great catch near the goal line, and then, we ran in for a touchdown. But this offense is not built to be down. They're not even sometimes built to be up, because how many times we've had the lead and, we end up losing. So where do we go from here now? Now we don't control our own destiny. Redskins do. Kind of knew that they was going to beat San Francisco. Thank you, New Orleans. I appreciate your effort against the Eagles. Thank you very much. Want to win all these games in a row, and of course want to lose to the Eagles. And by the way, Carson Wentz is done in Philly. Let's just get that out the way. There's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Jalen Hurts. You might be looking at the next Donovan McNabb, for the Eagles. Hopefully not for Giant fans, but just saying. And the Cowboys beat up on the Bengals, which was expected. So it was just a horrible day for the Giants all around. And next week is now we get into the point where they have to win, in my opinion, all their games. They can't depend on they can't depend on not only Washington to lose games. They can't depend on Dallas and Philly because technically they're still in it. This is the NFC East. This is the NFC East. You mean to tell me that Dallas fans right now and Eagles fans right now are not pumped up, thinking that they don't have a shot? So the Giants could be quickly be in last place again if they don't stop it. I know we're playing Cleveland next week, but you know, it's a huge game. It's a Sunday night game. They flexed it. It would have been nice. Now, how does that look? That how the way the Giants played and they flexed this game into Sunday night. Just horrible, man. Horrible. Offensive line looked horrible. No running game. Daniel Jones, again, he was hurt. And even if he wasn't hurt, I don't even know if we still would have won this game. Did nothing. You know, defense gave up some big plays, but I'm not blaming. I mean, sometimes you can't blame it on the defense. You can't. It's just unbelievable, man. It's just how every time this franchise is expected to do something, and I'm not really talking about 86. I'm not talking about 90. You know, but through the years, when this team is expected to win a game, expected to do something, they always find a way to lose. Always. And especially after coming off the victory at Seattle, you know, winning 3 more games before that, coming in a 4-game winning streak, everybody expected the Giants to find a way to win this game. Yes, they was underdogs, but it was underdogs for like 2.5 points. And then you don't even put up a fight. This game was over in the second quarter. Just terrible, man. Just terrible. And again, I know this team, like my man Bill Parcells always say, you are what your record says you are. But I always say, don't do that. Don't tease the fans. I'd rather you lose to Seattle like how you lost yesterday than lose to Arizona. If you had lost to Seattle and you had beat Arizona, okay. But don't sit here and beat Seattle and then you at home and then you lay a dud against Arizona. And I'm not saying Arizona's not a good team, but come on, that's a team that's kind of on your level right now, and you should have won. Like, I don't understand. Y'all look like 2 different teams. The Giants are in trouble, man. Because of this one loss. First of all, that Washington win against Pittsburgh kind of like set the tone going into this week, because it's like, oh my God, like, yo, we just beat Seattle, and then you think that Pittsburgh is going to take care of Washington, and now Washington is even with us, even though we technically got the tiebreaker. You know. And then now Washington is looking like the best team in the NFC East. I think they are. They schedule, I know they play Seattle next week, but I'm not saying that that's an even gimme. If we could beat Seattle, the Redskins damn sure could beat Seattle. And the way how this NFC East is playing right now, we could beat anybody. Well, the NFC East could beat anybody. Look, Giants did that to Seattle last week. Look what the Eagles did to the Saints. You know what I'm saying? Look what the Redskins did against you know, the Steelers. So it's not a guarantee that the Redskins are going to lose that game. And now the Giants need to be a Seattle fan. We need to be a Seattle fan next week. And we need to beat the Browns. And that's not even a gimme. The Browns is 9-3. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say. Like last week, yesterday just reminded me of. Forget about the losses early in the year. Yesterday reminded me of how it's been the past, 3 years with this franchise. It's not showing up. Offensive line is horrible. Nothing's going on offense. They better turn around quick, man. They better turn around quick. Like, it's to the point now they need to win the rest of their games. They need to beat the Browns, next Sunday night. They need to beat the Ravens, and they damn sure need to beat Dallas. Because I can't see this team go 2-1 and win a division now, all for 1 week. It's just crazy, man. Now, I'm telling you right now, if Daniel Jones is not healthy, do not play him, because now you don't mess that up. You know, Jojo said, you know, he was good going in, but if you saw him limping, which they did take him out and Colt McCoy came, but now, what's his status against Cleveland? If he's not 100%, please do not play this man, please. I'm not saying Colt McCoy is gonna light it up, but I'd rather have a Colt McCoy playing than a back banged up Daniel Jones. Can't have, because Daniel Jones' weapon is his legs majority of the time. He couldn't even do that. And that changes the plays options for Jason Garrett. You know, and it changes the strategy. We're gonna see, man. It's not looking good. Not looking good. How about them Bills? They looking like the Bills from the 90 to the 93 seasons when they went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. Just another impressive one against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is now looking, you know, vulnerable. Now they lost the number 1 seed in the AFC because the Chiefs won. They took care of business as usual. You know, Bills is just they looking very nice and strong. You know, I don't think nobody wants to play them as well in the playoffs. You know, need I say more of the Jets? You know, I don't know why they even showed up against Seattle. You know, you can't say it's to the point now the rest of the season. Can't be surprised with the Jets at all. And I knew they was gonna get smacked by Seattle. I knew it. Especially after I know Seattle was mad that they lost to us, so the Jets was gonna get in. They did. Tampa Bay beat the Vikings. You know, kind of that they was gonna win. I had a feeling they was gonna win that game too. You know, Vikings, they not really there as far as making the playoffs. Bears finally showed up. You know, they beat the Texans. You know, Titans, they came back big against Jaguars. Not surprised at that. You know, the Colts is just still looking strong. Raiders is falling off a little bit. You know, even though they beat the Jets last week, you know, which they shouldn't have won. You know, they kind of falling back. You know, Packers of course beat the Lions, another division title for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is just another day in the office. So I think now we're starting to see the playoff picture in the NFC and AFC right now a little bit more clearly. You know, it's just we're gonna see. You know, now that the number 1 seed for each conference is very, very important, because it's not, if you get the 2nd seed, you don't get a bye no more because they added the extra wild card. So, you know, Steelers better be careful. Even though I still think they're gonna win, you know, 13, 14 games. You know, it's gonna be very interesting to see what's gonna happen these last 3 weeks. You know, Ravens play the Browns tonight, so you know, we're gonna see what's gonna happen with that game. You know, playoff implications. So it's gonna be a very, very interesting 3 weeks in the NFL, and we're gonna see who's ready to make this playoff push. But you know, it's really just crazy. You know how a week could be you this high and then now you this low. So you know, that's it. Um, right quick, with the NBA, Knicks played a couple of preseason games. They played the Pistons, twice. Um, Obi Toppin looked good. His first game. Knicks looked at okay. You could automatically see the difference with the defense. There's no ifs ands buts about it. I mean, again, we know that's Tom Thibodeau's mo, so we're not surprised at that at all. But from what I've seen from the first couple of games, is they passing. They passing is much better as well. So Barrett looked good yesterday. He had like I think 25 points. Um, so you know, it's we'll see. They got two more games left before the big the when the games really start. Against the Pacers on the 23rd. So we're gonna see where this team is. But as expected, there obviously wasn't no fans. It still just looks very weird. I'm eager to see how it's gonna be when the Knicks play at the Garden and they play Wednesday at Cleveland. Um, how it's gonna look with no fans? It's still mind-boggling. So like I said, it's two preseason games. Um, you know, we'll see what this team is in the next couple of games before the season starts. You know, that's really it. Other preseason games. Seeing the Lakers play the Clippers. LeBron and AD didn't play as expected. Um, so you know, just looking and seeing where the teams are, and it says two more preseason games, and then the real fun starts on the 22nd. So definitely going to be looking forward to talking about Knicks. I know since I've started the show, it's been Giants, Giants, Giants. But as expected, it's football season. So definitely hopefully we'll be talking Giant football in January, meaning that they made the playoffs, and Knicks basketball as well. Um, but definitely going to still obviously talk about the NFL playoffs with or without the Giants in the dance. So definitely going to be looking forward to talking some Nick basketball with you guys. I'm sure I'm going to be coming in here being upset a lot, but you know, it's all part of being a fan. So that's all I got for you guys today. Again, not really much to say about the Giants. Horrible loss. You know, we're gonna see what this team is made of again. Hopefully, we can pull off another upset next Sunday night, and we'll definitely see what's gonna happen in the NFC East with this in the playoff picture, with everything else. And I will holler at you guys later. You guys have a good night and stay safe.